In this video, I'm going to talk about scaling the graph. This video is all about how you scale the graph. Now, what do you mean by scaling? I'll try to explain you with the help of some examples. This is the first example. Look at the number which I have arranged for x. The biggest number here is 15. I would like this 15 to appear somewhere here in the graph. That means on my marking, my 15 should be somewhere here, maybe here, or maybe here. So that means if I put here, like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. So my number 15 will appear here. It will get plotted here, which is good enough. No problem. So I can continue this marking 20. Now let's move to markings for the y-axis. These are my numbers on the y-axis. The biggest number is here, 13. I would like this number 13 to appear somewhere in this range. So that means my marking 13 should be somewhere here, maybe here, or maybe here. So let's say if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. There you go. 13, 14, 15. So this is good enough. That means all my y points will appear somewhere here, and all my x points will appear somewhere here. So that means my entire graphical points will be in this area, which is near about the center of the graph. Everybody can see it clearly. Now this is the second example. The numbers here on the x-axis and on the y-axis, they are a bit different. Okay, let's tackle the x-axis numbers first. The biggest number here is 220. Now I would like this 220 to appear somewhere in this range, or maybe in this range, but definitely not here. That's like right towards the end. I don't like that one. Okay, so that means now my markings on the x-axis will change. So instead of going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not possible, right? Because 220 will never appear here. What I can do is I can go like 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, that is 150, that is 200, this is 260, and that's it. So that means my number will comfortably appear somewhere here. For my x, that 220 will appear somewhere here, that point, which is good enough. Okay, now let's talk about y-axis. For the y-axis, the biggest number is here, 25, and I would like that 25 to appear somewhere in this range, maybe below it, but definitely not above it. So that 25 marking should be somewhere here. So what I can do, let me try, for example, 2, 4, 6, that will be 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, that will be 20, 22, 24, that will be 26, 28, 30. Fair enough. So that number, the biggest number on the y-axis, will appear somewhere in this range. So that means my entire y values will appear all in this area, and all my x-axis numbers will appear in this area. So that's the area which will be occupied by my graph, and you can see they are right at the center of the graph. Everybody to see it clearly. So just note here, the x-axis markings or the scaling is different from the y-axis scaling. Scaling is always done after looking at your x coordinates and y coordinates. You may have to do the same scaling for both x and y axis, or you may have to change. Let's move to the third example. Now, in the third example, again, you have numbers in x which are very high in value and number in y which is very low in value. Now, let's tackle the y axis first. The biggest number is 5. But now here, look at the smallest number also. The smallest number is 0.75. So ideally, I would like this number to appear somewhere here and this number somewhere here. So that means the entire range of y value will be somewhere here, which is good enough. So let's try and make this like 0.5. So this will be like 1.0. Okay, this is like 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. So that means this number 5 will appear somewhere here. 0.75 will appear somewhere here. So all the numbers in y-axis will appear here, which are on x-axis. This is the biggest number. So naturally, I would like the marking on x-axis for this number. Maybe here, maybe here, or maybe here. But definitely here, no. So what I'll do now is, now let's see. Can I put the marking? Can I start with like 100, 200? That's 500. That's 1000. That's 1500. So definitely this particular point, it will appear somewhere here, which is good enough. And all the remaining numbers, okay, they will occupy the space here. So that means my whole graph will be drawn in this area. All my points will be plotted here, which is again right in the center of the graph, easily visible. That's the biggest objective of scaling. All the points must be somewhere in the center for everybody to see clearly. Always check the data before deciding the scale on x-axis and y-axis. Now that's all I would like to talk about scaling the graph. As and when we make new graphs, we'll keep talking about scaling a lot. Thank you.